Alright, so if you go and buy this cheap $80 tappet cover, there's no baffles, and people were saying you can run this to a catch can. I don't recommend it. If you're going to run this, I would definitely get the valve cover breathers. So I went and bought plugs, and if you guys need to know, this is it's a 1/2 inch flare. So I couldn't find the fitting to just go in there, so we're just going to block them off like that. Here's the second one. Just going to put those in, put them the way that I want them. Just going to face them up at an angle. A little more. You guys will see. So I want them. So we'll put our caps on and call it a day. Here's what it'll look like. This goes up, so that way there's no chance for oil sitting down inside that. I couldn't find caps for it, so compression fittings is what it asked for. Completely warmed up, no blow by at all anymore. All right, here's everything we got so far. So this is the thing that goes down in the tank. We got a pre-filter, we have this, and pretty much all of this. So we're gonna Teflon it all, get it all wired up, figure out where we want it first, and then we'll wire it. So this will be fun. I guess first things first, we need to mount that up there, and then this will come out of there from what I understand. If I can get that out. Alright, so that fits in there. That'll fit on the outside. Fuel filter, and this, I guess, it's in there to turn it off. And then it's locking somehow. I gotta figure that all out. Oh, there we go. Cool. Alright, so this extends. We'll put that at the bottom of the tank. And hopefully this clears the headache rack when I go to spin this in. Probably won't, so I have to figure that out. Figure out how to spin that down in, but whatever. So I had to cut off about 3.5 inches. And I didn't have my angle grinder, so I just took this guy here and spun it around it, and it's soft enough that you can literally just cut through it. So now, that will be alright. I'll clean that up, stiff her in the tank, and we'll see how much of the headache rack we need to take off. Having to loosen the headache rack. We'll see if she clears now. Alright, we got the whole thing installed. I don't know. It's not bad. The angle of this to avoid that. And unfortunately, it does move like this. Like, I don't... You guys let me know. I'm going to read the instructions again, but let me know if there's a way to, like, lock this down, because I wonder if this twist separately from this. I'll have to look into that, but I didn't read the instructions. I just installed it. We'll test it when we get back. So we also got the winch plate that came in, so we'll throw that on the trailer next week sometime. And then the rear view mirror's installed, so now we're just waiting on some mirrors. All right, everything mounted up. Just gotta go through, and I think this collar spins, I'm not sure, so we'll see. I need to go grab a what do you call one of them, like, that's kind of a nuisance that, like, it does that, but I can't get one more rotation on it. I understand that I can probably put this 90 degrees. There's other fittings that'll, like, turn it sideways and shit, but you have to have this at an angle, otherwise it hits the headache rack, so you can't go any further back that way. And I think right about there is perfect. Like, I like that. I can reach it. You know, grab it out, squirt it, go from there. So, cool. I like that. I don't mind the angle. This doesn't bother me. I thought about running it up, but that was kind of obnoxious. So, yeah. I also thought maybe... I don't know. I see most guys running it backwards, but I also thought about maybe running it sideways and then, like, turning this like this, but this is already pretty damn tight. I don't want to stress that anymore. All right, so we got it all mounted, routed, all that. Still, guys, let me know what you guys think about that. I don't like that. Obviously, I'm not gonna keep it like that, but let me know what the solution is. And if this thing does spin on that, let me know. But let's try it, see how it goes, then we'll clean it. Liam, come here. I need to make sure it works. I've heard very good things about these, so we're gonna try it. All right, I don't see any leaks. Cool, and then it should shut off. Okay, so a little loud, but it works. So let's get that nozzle. There you go. I'm gonna end up getting a green one of these eventually. But the reason, I know a lot of guys are gonna ask, why'd you get it? What's the point? So main reasoning is I need to disconnect this tank from the main tank. Why do I need to do that? Is because we're going back 100% to straight waste oil on this thing. Apparently, waste oil is way cheaper to buy in my area than diesel fuel. And I've been doing a lot of research on why the fuel filters plug and whatnot. And mainly because if you switch back and forth between diesel and waste oil, it will clog the filters, because when you run waste oil and when you run diesel, diesel puts a little bit of a layer on the inside of the line, so when you run waste oil, it cleans all that stuff off the line, thus clogging the filters. Not only that, but there's a bunch of shit inside of it as well. So I'm gonna be buying it locally from a place. I guess it's a lot cheaper than paying $6 a gallon at the pump. You get more power out of it, you get less fuel mileage, so that's the trade-off. And then I can run anything. So we got this filter here, which I'm gonna swap out eventually, and then we got these two filters here. I got paint strainers, so everything is going to get strained, and we're gonna make sure it's as clean as possible. I don't care if there's any water or whatnot in it, but there is a strainer in here so that none of the gunk goes in the motor. Easy access, you just pull this off and there you go. Super simple. So like I said, 100% waste oil is what we're gonna run. I can carry about 140 gallons of it at a time. That should, on waste oil, give me about 800 miles plus mud flap. So we're gonna be running this thing as dirt cheap as physically possible. And now, while I have the money, I've been spending what I can to get the upgrades done. I have to retune it after I get the waste oil on. We're gonna have to tune it a lot richer. And one of the benefits is that it just doesn't smoke anymore. It will not smoke out the tailpipe like it does with diesel, like where this smokes black right now with this new turbo. Since I put it on it, up top it smokes black, unlike it wasn't like that with the old turbo. So plenty of fuel filters. We got one here, we got two on the frame, we got one up on there, and then we also have paint strainers to empty it. So other than that, I'm gonna call it a night on this. We're still waiting on the GM mirrors to show up at the house, so we will be first come first serve on these mirrors. Whoever messages me at this point will be the first one to get it. I'm gonna go for 150 for the mirrors. That one needs a light. That's about it. It'll just screw right in. The light itself was broken, but you can get them pretty cheap. So 150 on the mirrors. They fit anything 03 to 09. The new mirrors cost me about 300. So we're gonna get them slapped on, and no more Dodge mirrors. So unfortunately it is dark, but here it is. This is the mirrors that we ordered. These are the mirrors that we ordered. The other ones down in here, they actually put them in pretty decent, like foam and all that stuff. So they're not, these weren't cheap. Well, to OEM standards, they were probably cheap, but they were like 300 bucks. So I'm gonna get these installed. These things are absolutely massive compared to the Dodge mirrors. Like, there's way more convex, there's way more big mirror, and then there's a bunch of wiring to it. So we're gonna have to wire all these in. Turn signals, puddle lights, all that stuff. So we're gonna get all that, not tonight, but I at least want to get them on. So we got a reverse light here. We have a turn signal here, a running light here, which I want to try to see if I can't replace that with a white one. But for what it is, they are pretty damn big. So let's get this one out and we'll go get these installed. Alright, so you guys can see, it's just 3 bolts and a plug. So I'm gonna get this pulled out and throw this guy on, The only thing I don't like is that they don't put the plastic protectors on these, but it's really not a big deal. That's the only gripe I have. Everything else is perfect. So they feel pretty quality, and well, we'll just have to wire them in. Even got a puddle light on it. Well, light's not making it. Let's see. There we go. That's a lot better. Cut it on. So we'll see how they look in the daylight, but you guys will see that in tomorrow's video. In the meantime, let's see if I can get back a little bit. Light kind of, there we go. So you can see it a little bit. So you guys will notice, let me see if I can back it up a little. Oh, that's brutal. So you guys can see just how much more, like, this is my whole hand and my whole hand in length. Come over here to this one, you know, my whole hand, but I can feel it smaller, and yeah, a lot smaller. So get the other side, we'll wire it in another day, but looks good. Oh, there they are. Wish I could bring it. Nope, that is terrible. There you go. So that's both of them on. We'll see how it looks in the morning. Alright, getting them adjusted now. Looks like there's so much more visibility. Let's see, get it in the night. Yeah. You can already tell there's going to be a ton of visibility with these.